Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV. I'm joined by Bernard Janine from the Citizen channel. And Bernard, you're looking a bit small today.
Yeah, I'm tiny today. It's a much better picture, apparently. So it's probably best for all concerned that I stay small. So I'm a borrower. I'm a little borrower today.
It's cold. It's cold out, isn't it, Bernard? So we've had Mike Long on the channel, or Long Mike, as he likes to be known, and we've got Tiny Tim. And we got Tiny Bernard on. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've day off tomorrow, so I enjoy it when I have a day off the next day. I can doze off in front of the telly, which so that's about the only thing I can gain from it.
Well, I'm still here in Northern Ireland. I've got what day is it? Wednesday. Got to add count the days. I've got 4 more days, and probably coming back on Sunday. So I'm in my little B&B here. Actually, it's not that little; it's a massive room. But anyway, let's get down to business. Talking Manchester City, we've got a game on Saturday. Big game against a small club. Small club with noisy fans. There's another small club with noisy fans, and that's Liverpool. City are going to be playing Liverpool at home in the Premier League. Big game at the weekend. Top of the table clash. And we're going to have a chat for about 10 or 12 minutes about that game. Bernard, first question, is this the toughest game every season? Do you think? Do you look at it and say, this is the toughest game? Maybe 10 years ago, you might have looked at United towards the end of the Ferguson era. Now, some people are looking at Arsenal. But do you always look at this as one of the toughest games?
Well, I don't. At the Etihad, no. I don't worry about anyone at the Etihad. I only think it's a tough game this season because Pep's got lesser options perhaps than he'd hope for this one. And we don't have a lot on the bench if things aren't working. But Pep doesn't bother with that anyway. He's starting 11's his 11, isn't it? He's not bothered about changing tactics or putting other players on that Klopp will do, of course, if it's not working.
Yeah.
I don't really worry about anyone at the Etihad. I think we're good enough. We'll get beat occasionally, but it's been a while, hasn't it? So, when you look at, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm sure I've come out of the Etihad a bit miserable over the last few months, but I couldn't have been because we've won everyone. So I don't know why. I can't understand, but I'm sure I have. It must have just been the thought of going home after watching a great match or something like that. I don't know, but I don't worry. I don't. But as you said there, Liverpool are probably the team that can cause us more damage. I mean, I know we've got Spurs and stupid things like that, but I still think Liverpool have been the team that now can cause us damage, even though they've probably got less wins than United at our place over the last few years.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing you mentioned that it's United who've got, like you say, a better record at our place than probably anybody over the last, especially, excuse me, in the Pep era. We've been, I can't use the word I was going to use. I'll get banned. We've not been very good. Let's say against United at home. And then Liverpool is, we can rattle off a few wins against Liverpool. That that you can't forget that. Was it 5-0? We beat them.
Something like that. 5-0, yeah. 4-1. Obviously, last season was 4-1. That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So we've been in a rich vein of form. And before we get into it. Before we really get into it, I could ask you this question, and you could argue it's a concern. We're on a good record at home, good winning record of continuous winning games. I can't remember what it is. We've either equaled it or we're very close to breaking the record.
Yeah, 2024 was it? Something like that.
Yeah. And when you play someone like that, when it's a record-breaking game, it just feels like it's a comeuppance like Liverpool a few years ago when they were winning all those games, playing against Wolves. And Wolves give them a pasting when Liverpool, the only time in the Premier League era, won the league. Wolves beat them 3-0. And it's one of those. The records are there to be broken, but also they're there to be blocked. Do you worry about fate telling us that we ain't going to win?
I do. I mean, I'm not superstitious or anything like that. It's it's another one-off game.
Yeah.
I just worry the fact that they are a decent team. But yeah, I mean, these runs come to an end, mate, don't they? This is what it is. It's like anything. After doing the treble last year, you just want to do it again. But you're not going to do it again, and you can't keep winning. You're going to lose a home game. We're going to lose a home game at some stage. Fortress Etihad. But game by, we take it a game at a time. Let's keep up the record for this one, and then worry about Spurs, Leipzig, and then Spurs. That's just how it is. It's so I don't get too bothered about things like that. Of course, when United stopped us winning the league that season, a few seasons ago, that was, it was gutting, wasn't it? Even though we knew we were going to win it, it was still gutting. You don't want to lose at the Etihad, but unfortunately, it's going to happen. And at the moment, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I'm talking about superstition and records and all that. There's a guy, I forgot, was he an ex-BBC guy or was current BBC guy? I did a preview for a West Ham game, and he said we'd been beating them like 5-0, 5-0. We've been thumping them at their place. And he said the same thing. He said, it's time, even though you've got this dominance over the last 10 years and you've won, was it like 9 out of the last 10, and West Ham had got a draw. And we were playing well. He said runs come to an end. And he said it's just the right time. And yeah, we didn't beat them. And so never forgiven him for that. But so runs do come to an end. So let's look at, obviously, it's tight at the top. It's tight at the top of the table. Good news is, and I think we're some of us are a little bit, I'm surprised, I'll be honest, surprised and pleased that we're top of the table, because 12 games in, we haven't played particularly well in a lot of those games. But it's tight. Liverpool, we're on 28 points. Liverpool on 27. Arsenal on 27. Tottenham on 26. And I think, I'm not going to call them dark horses yet, but Villa are on 25. And, they're in a very good run of form as well.
Well, they need to have their run ended, don't they, at Villa Park? Which we've got a chance to do, hopefully, in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, they've got a chance to extend it. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. But at least it'd be nice if we could finish it. But
But okay, let's get back to City versus Liverpool. Like you said, we've had a good record over them of late. Terrible at home, terrible away from home. Can you tell me what is the difference? Is it the fans? Is it simply the fans at Etihad and at Anfield? Do the fans make all the difference?
Yeah, I mean, whether we quibble or not, Anfield is it's just what like Old Trafford used to be, and not the Emirates, and Highbury was awful. We couldn't do anything at Highbury in the old days. Very few and far between. Old Trafford, we couldn't do anything at Old Trafford, but we used to go there with pretty crap teams, didn't we? Let's be honest about it. And we've improved now because we've got pretty good team. So it doesn't mean anything stats, because now we've got a good team. But as you say, Anfield with a good team, we still struggle. And I think it is the crowd, because the only time we stuffed them was when there's no crowd in the place. Yeah. We beat them 4-1. During COVID, when there was no spectators. So there's the proof in the pudding. It's only one game. But I think it says a lot. I think we struggle. We struggle with the pressure. Liverpool fly at us because no matter what they say about United being the big, City are their guys they want to beat. Simple as that. I don't care what any Liverpool. It's like United saying, "Oh, Liverpool are our biggest rival." I mean, it's not. At times they were, but if they say it now, it's crap. It's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Liverpool will go for it against City, and they have done for the last 10, 11 years, however long since we won the Premier League for that first time. We've become their, if you like, what they go for the jugular, and they've got the players to do that, and the fans will be up for it, of course, and we have to quieten the fans, and if we don't quieten the fans, then we struggle, and that's a problem at Anfield.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. You're right, they do go for it, and we do kind of shrink a little bit, I think.
Rabbit in the headlights. Liverpool's one of those teams that frightens us, and we have to admit they do.
All right,
at their place.
Yeah. Let's look at this game. Where do you see this game? Let's start off. Obviously, Pep's not done his press conference. It's in a couple of days' time. But at the way we look at it at the moment, Johnny Stones should be back. I think Edison's fit. There's a little scare about Edison, but I think we've got everybody available, I think, apart from, if you're looking at main players, KDB. So where do you think, given that Pep's got all the players to choose from, where do you think this game is going to be won and lost?
Well, we won't have Kovacic, I don't think. He's not going to be in it, is he? Obviously, he's out for another week or two. I don't think Stones will be fit for this. I think Stones will be out. And I'm working on the basis that Aki will be out as well. I'm just reading between the lines, and I've been looking at all the reports over the last 3 or 4 days for injury-wise, and I think personally, in my little thing that I've done, that we're out without KDB, Aki, Stones, Kovacic, Gomez, and Nunes, all unavailable or on the bench. A couple might be on the bench, but not starting. So the problem we've got is transition into it. We know with Salah, it's going to be a hell of a. This is where we're going to struggle. We struggled all season. Our defence, our cover for defence has been awful. And of course, with people like Mo Salah about, it's an old Trent has become the new John Stones, hasn't he? Apparently, he's their John Stones now. So
he made it all his own. John Stones copied him, isn't it?
No, I think he admits he looks up to John Stones. So there you go. That's from his own mouth. That is. So we can go with that. And that's a problem. I mean, they've got that pace. I mean, I love McAllister. He might not start. He might start and come off because obviously he's been in South America, hasn't he, playing? So he's another guy who worries me. So I think he'll start and come off rather than come on, if you know what I mean. I think they did that last time with him when they had a 12:30 kickoff. Klopp played him for the first half and then brought him off, I think. And I think they'll do the same this time. And I think he'll be brave. I think Klopp can be, he can be a little bit negative sometimes, but I think he's got every reason to be brave in this because he's probably been watching City and he knows he can damage us. He knows he can damage us. I expect goals in this. I'm not gone mad with my prediction for goals, but it could be easily be lots of goals in this. And I think Klopp will be. It's early. It's only 12 games in. Yeah. If they lose, it's not the end of the world. But if they beat us, it's a bit disastrous for us. So why not?
Yeah,
go for it. I think the transition. I think they've got the pace. We've looked susceptible to it all season. So why wouldn't we? Why all of a sudden we would be any stronger defensively than we have been? And I do worry. I think we've got to outscore them. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, that's a worry. Obviously we saw against Chelsea, we were shockingly poor in defence. Trying to repel them. They scored. Not only did they score 4 goals, they could have scored another 2 or 3. So obviously that's a bit of a concern for us. And the defence at some point has to step up. I've said it far too often. We're not very good at keeping clean sheets. 5 clean sheets in 19 games is rubbish.
If Stones is fit, I'm more confident, but I seriously don't think he will be. But I don't know.
Yeah. So the biggest threats from Liverpool, it's got to be more Salah, isn't it?
Yeah, but, I mean, obviously they've got some names I don't really know that well, to be honest with you. They've got a lot of guys now that are not familiar. I mean, I know he's had a reboot over the thing, but I've not had much chance to watch them. But I know looking at just the bare results, etc., and what they've been doing, obviously they've had a couple of shocks, but. I think they've got younger blood as well, haven't they? They've got a little bit more.
Yeah,
a bit more legs on them perhaps than they have had in the past. They've had to play Milner and stuff like this in the past. All of a sudden they've got younger lads in, and that's a worry.
Yeah, they've got either experience in like the fella Endo, Japanese fella, and or a youthful exuberance. Got obviously Diaz is there. Nunes scored a few goals now. Gakpo's looks a half decent player. Schley, if I can say it right. I don't know if he's playing or not. I can't remember now. But he looks a really good addition. McAllister. They've really revamped that midfield.
Joe Gomez. I mean, Joe Gomez is a doubt, but they think he might play. But is it Simakis or something? He's been doing a pretty good job. He's even got a couple of assists. Right. He's doing really well.
Liverpool look, they're not second in the table for no reason. They've had a bit of luck, but they've had resilience, and they're going to need some of that at the weekend. And yes, you're right. It's, whoever wins, or if it's a draw, whatever, it's not going to make a huge difference to the table because we're ahead of them. If they win, there'll be 2 points ahead of us. It's only one game. Us winning, yeah, obviously we want us to win so that we can create a little bit of daylight again between us and them, which they probably claw back.
We've got to win these because don't forget we've got to go to Anfield. We've already said, the chances of winning there. We've got to
draw now at Anfield.
We've got to go to Spuds as well. They'll be coming to ours, but we've got to win our own games to give us that chance.
Absolutely, yeah. It's frustrating. I've got to say that it's frustrating because I look at the 3 games we've lost, and we should have beat Chelsea. We should have, at worst, got a draw with Arsenal and Wolves. So,
I did a little thing, didn't I, on what we would be, and I said we should be 5 points better off than we are at the moment.
I think so. And 5 is a bit generous. I think 4. That 5 means we should have turned another one of those losses into a win. I'm not sure of that, but
we drew with Chelsea, so that was
should have won that.
Yeah,
so that's 2 points dropped.
So plus the 3 for Wolves. I've allowed for Arsenal
fair enough,
beating us, which it has to happen. That's one of those fake things, isn't it? It had to happen at some stage.
But I still think
with the fluky goal, it was fake.
Yeah, fluky. But all right, let's put you on the spot, mate. I need a score prediction.
Yeah, do you want the team?
You want a team as well? Go on then.
Rattle off team, mate. Do you want it?
Go on. I wasn't going to push you for a team. Go on.
On the bench, I'll tell you who's on the bench. That just makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
on the bench.
Nerves are jangling.
We've only got 6 players on the bench. So he's going to have to get some EDS lads in, I think, because based on what I'm thinking. On the bench, Carson, Ortega, Alvarez, because I don't think he'll play having come back from South America as well. Grealish, Bob and Phillips on the bench. And my 11, a line for who I think's not going to play, which we've already talked about. Edison Walker, Akanji Diaz, Gvardiol Rodri, Luis Bernardo, Foden, Haaland, and Doku.
Did you mention Bernardo? Did you mention Bernardo?
Yeah. Luis, Bernardo, Foden, Haaland, and Doku.
Not bad. It's not bad, but
yeah. But if Stones plays, obviously I could see Lewis not playing.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like a little bit more senior experienced people like Stonesy, or obviously KDB's not there. It's the senior players that help get you through these games. The youngsters, okay, if it was away from home, I'd be more concerned about having so many less experienced players.
Well, let's hope Klopp's a bit more hesitant than I'm giving him credit for. I'm thinking he'll be brave. Let's hope he's not as brave as.
Depends how you want to look at it. If he looks at it and says, "Look, if we can get a draw at the Etihad, beat them at home, that's all we want to do," and you and me sat here, we'd take a draw at Anfield and winning at Etihad, so we'd take the same. We don't need to beat them, but at their place, okay, fair enough. I think that's a decent enough side. Obviously, we'll find out more on Friday. Might chat with you again then, once Pep's given us an update on the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, Stones might be fine.
Injured.
I mean, Stones and Aki, isn't it? The other guys, Gomez and Nunes, weren't going to play anyway.
No. It's Stones and Aki are the ones we want. Go on, I will push you on a score prediction, mate. Go on.
Yeah, as I said, even though I think they might have to outscore each other. Well, I've outscored them. I'm going 2-1.
2-1. I'm going 4-3 to City.
Andy Morrison, when he did his predictions, obviously we already had KDB missing. He was going 1-1, the miserable old bugger.
Yeah. Back your team, Andy. Back your team. In your head, in your heart, you might, or whatever. In your head, you might say, yeah, 1-1, but you don't say it out loud.
I mean, he did that prediction about 5 weeks ago, so we only had KDB injured when he did that.
No, I'm saying City 4, Liverpool 3. I want it to be clear of daylight, but that'll do me. Right, guys, there you have it. Liverpool coming to Etihad. I'm about to say Main Road. Liverpool coming to Etihad. That was we'd have lost for sure. Liverpool coming to the Etihad Stadium at the weekend, and Bernard reckons City are going to win, which is fair news, and I reckon City are going to win as well. And I hope both of us are right. Bernard, thanks a lot, mate. You take care now.